stuff, guys.
What's up, everybody? Tobin and Reed here, Top End Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel. Got a little project we're going to try to knock out. It's going to be probably take us a couple days. It's not a real big project, but we've got Reed has archery practice. Easton's over here. Him and Mom are about to clean out the chicken coop, but Easton has 4-H baking practice, cooking practice. He does a cooking class. And so we're gonna do what we can do until we gotta leave for that. But we're gonna make an archery backstop. Picked up this stall mat at Tractor Supply. Got some 2x4s from another project. And we're just basically gonna build something to stop arrows and when we're shooting into long distance. I feel like with archery and bow hunting, one of the best ways to help you get better is to shoot as far away as you can where it's reasonable. And so we've been shooting 40, 50 yards. We have our DIY lifetime target that we built. I don't know if I've shown that on this channel or not, but need to do a video on that. But
we can do a video of replacing those sides on it, because
yeah,
that'll be in another 2 months or so.
Yeah, that's true. But we've been reluctant to shoot at our 3D targets from that distance yet because we don't want to lose any arrows. So this stall mat, we're going to basically build a frame for it, make it stand upright, and then that way we have something to put behind our 3D targets. So when we shoot it 60, 70 yards, it's basically going to be like a last-ditch effort to save an arrow if we miss. It may not, you know, if the arrow gets destroyed, it gets destroyed, but where we're shooting at, if we miss, we're never going to find it. It's going to go out in the pasture, our neighbor's pasture, and the grass is waist high, and it'll basically be gone. So I've seen some other videos similar to this build. So this is not a new idea to me, which is our version of it. So we're going to start out, we're going to cut the frame out. We're going to use plenty of angle braces to support it. That stall mat's super, super heavy. So, and then we're going to build some legs to make it stand up, all that stuff. So I want to show you all this. We're getting started on it. Oh, the other thing we're going to do, what we do with everything, our outdoor projects, is we are going to stain the wood with motor oil to make it last longer. This wood should last a long, long time. We have used motor oil from our vehicles, and we're going to stain it with that, treat it with that, so water, sun doesn't affect it as much. So, all right, we're getting started. We got the frame built, got the legs and the braces cut out for the legs, and Reed and I were talking, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stain / seal everything with motor oil first before we add the legs to it. And the reason is that way once we get it all stained and sealed, we're going to take the stall mat, we're going to put it on there and then screw it down, then stand it up, then screw the legs into it and the braces on it. I think it'll be easier doing it that way. If we put the legs and braces on now, we're either gonna have to take them back off, or we're gonna have to try to put that stall mat on there while it's standing up. That's gonna be difficult. So we're gonna move over here in the gravel next to the driveway here, and we're gonna stain everything with motor oil real quick. This is used motor oil. Our lifetime target, let me show you all. We used motor oil to stain many things, but we made that lifetime target back there. Made that a few months ago and stained it, the entire thing with motor oil. It's a good use for used motor oil, and it adds a lot of life to any kind of wood project. So
All right, y'all. We had a little cool front blow in, but it's still hot in Texas.
So we got it all stained, and we're gonna let it sit and soak in while we go to archery practice, and then while we take Reed to archery practice and Easton to cooking practice, and then either this evening or one day later this week we'll finish it up. But all we have to do is put the stall mat on there and then screw the legs in place. And I'm gonna let that, what I'll do is I'll let that just soak in, while in between now and when we work on it, and then before we get ready to work on it, I'll wipe it down real good with a towel or paper towel or something. And then it'll be pretty easy to handle. It'll be a little slick, but it won't be too bad. The only thing I am a little bit worried about is just the weight of that stall mat being up there. I've braced everything up really well, used really long legs for it. I'm hoping that the wind or something doesn't break it. And what are you doing, dog? What is it? What is it? Get it. Get it. She's the dumbest smart dog I know. I'm hoping that it doesn't, break and fall over. We'll see once I get it, once we get it all together and see kind of how I feel about it. Worst case scenario, I may have to pick up a couple more 2x4s and make the braces for the legs longer. That would be the only thing that I can think of that would, make it more durable. I'm running out of lumber, so I made the braces. As you can tell, they're not super long. So, all right, we'll catch up with y'all shortly. All right, everybody. Got home late from archery and 4-H last night, and so this thing's been drying overnight. It's nice and dry. You can handle it pretty well. It gets a little bit of oil on your hands, but not too bad. But I got it all up here, all the pieces pre-cut. So I'm gonna start with putting the stall mat onto the frame and then screwing it down, and then once I get that done, and I'm gonna do the legs. All right, I don't know if y'all can tell in the time lapse. So what I did was I had it laid down. I got one of the long ends squared up. I'm sorry, one of the short ends squared up, and then screwed it in. And then I took it and set it up long ways, because when it was laying on the ground, all that weight, the stall mat was not smooth at all. Like, it would have had like big dips in it. But when I turned it up and had that screwed in at the top, it was hanging down and all the weight was going downward, and it flattened it out. And I screwed it with it standing up like that, and that helped a lot. Now I got it standing up, and it's just standing there on its own. I don't even have the feet on it yet, but that's good because I don't have any helpers tonight. So I'm gonna put the legs on it with it standing up, square them up, put screws in them, and then we'll be done. All right, as you can tell, I got it finished up. I'm really happy with it. It is surprisingly stable. I was kind of worried, especially after buying that stall mat. When I bought it, the kid at Tractor Supply, he's a big kid, and he rolled it up in like a burrito and like threw it in the back of my truck. And he made it look like it wasn't that heavy. But then when I got to the house and unloaded it, I realized it was very heavy. It's at least 60 pounds. And I was kind of worried about the weight of it and just how much it would take to support it, but it is very, very stable. I'm very happy with it. It would take, the driveway is not stable right here. It's kind of crooked, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. The one thing I was thinking in my mind, like if down the road, if it gets gets weak or whatever, I may have to reinforce it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, if I need to, I don't know if I will, I'm going to run a 2x4 from that leg down to this leg, and then run a brace from up here down to that 2x4. And I know for sure that will, I think that will for sure help it if it even needs that. So trying to decide, I need to get it back on the back of our property, so I'm trying to decide if it's gonna be easier to load it in my truck and then drive around there, or see if I can get some help from my wife and kids to carry it back there. I'm not sure. But y'all watch on a upcoming video, I'm sure y'all see us shooting with it, and it'll be nice to be able to shoot at long distances at our 3D targets and not have to worry about losing an arrow. Or we've been putting a piece of plywood behind it, and it got kind of gross, and so I think this will be a cheap alternative. I didn't buy the wood. Like I said, I had the wood sitting around from another project, but if you had to buy the wood, probably 6 2x4s, so probably 18 bucks, 20 bucks, and then I mean you're less than 75 bucks for it with screws and everything. So I think it's worth it. Y'all please subscribe, comment below, and look for us to be using it in the future. Thank y'all.